All right, folks, you're normally used to seeing us in the dark of the night, streaming drafts, drinking, tomfoolery. We're doing a matinee. You're seeing us in the cold light of day. We have two very special guests with us today, two excellent members from the YouTube Discord communities. It's Essential and Josh Mack ready to rock with us from the 102 in this FFPC Main Event draft. How we feeling on this Sunday afternoon, guys?
I'm feeling great. I've been drafting since before the Super Bowl, so lots of preparation for this. I'm ready.
There you go. Josh, how are you doing? I like you. You are ready to be a fantasy analyst with that nice bookshelf behind you.
This is the Schefter competition bookshelf situation. So I stepped it up above the honeybees bookshelf situation. So, you know, if he wants some tips, he's welcome to get in my DMs and ask some questions.
Yes, everyone around the fantasy community is in a game of one-upsmanship with their bookshelves now. Pat, Peacock Pat, how are we doing?
Doing good. Yeah, Josh's setup is a little reminiscent of Denny Carter's setup. You know, it's very nice.
Denny's hair is a little bit better than mine, though, so he wins in that situation.
Yeah, so, Denny's hair game's on point.
Today we are drafting from the 102. Thank God Frank is not in this draft. I see someone in the chat already trying to praise Frank's team. He's not even in here. Don't even try. I believe we have Hubbard at the 101. We had that the other night as well. And we here are the Buckeye Boomers out of the two-hole guys. And I think we got a little bombshell to let the people already know at the top. Maybe a pick slightly out of left field based on ADP. Why don't you drop the bombshell here?
We had a come to Jesus moment the other day. We were dead set on Dalvin Cook ever since we found out we had the 102. But we're like, why isn't Kamara the 102? I just have 2019 CMC vibes from him. He's the only good player on the Saints, and Sean Payton's going to utilize him, and I think he's the correct pick, 102.
Josh, how are we feeling about this?
Yeah, I think he laid it out pretty well. You know, we're with everything that's happened so far with the Saints, with what Kamara is capable of. I think we're locked in at that standpoint. So, unless Hubbard wants to do us a favor and take Kamara at the 101. So.
Maybe. So our only hope is that Hubbard has gotten so many 101s that he's into diversification territory and worried about his lack of Cook or Kelsey exposure. That would be very fun.
Yeah, that would be nice. But yeah, I think we've, it's hard at the 102 to feel like you're going to get something bad at this point in time. So we're settling for something.
Pat, why don't you give us the bull case on Kamara? I know he was a featured part of your often teased, often forthcoming legendary running back target piece.
Often forthcoming is sort of the correct way to describe that. I am pretty close to finishing it now. I've worked on it a lot yesterday. I worked on it this morning. So what I've decided to do with it is kind of do upside and downside scenario write-ups. And in writing up Kamara's like upside 2021 season, it basically looks like, a Jarvis Landry Miami style receiving role with the goal line usage. And then as Michael Thomas comes back, we're on the clock. He took McCaffrey.
Of course.
I'll let you guys do the honors on Kamara.
Also, real quick, just a production note. I'd maybe have one of you guys mute your FFPC notifications just so we don't get a cascade of "you are on the clocks."
Saw you, Josh. You can click it.
Kamara locked in.
Let's go.
There we go, guys. Locked.
But anyway,
yeah, keep going, Pat.
Yeah, I think Kamara has kind of this path to where he's got week one, he's got 13 receptions. And then we're just jamming him in DFS until Thomas comes back. And then when Thomas comes back, he's still got this, declining Latavius Murray backup. Maybe it's Tony Jones instead, where he can be leaned on in the run game in a passing offense that might increase in efficiency over the course of the season as Thomas gets back to full health. Marcus Callaway providing a bit more of a deep element that we're used to seeing. So this could be an offense where down the stretch, he isn't catching as many passes as he was early in the season, but he still has plenty of upside and plenty of scoring upside in particular. So kind of a little bit of a 1-2 punch type of profile with Kamara. Now that we know we're going to get Winston to start the season and not Michael Thomas.
Where are you guys at, Josh and Essential, on does Latavius potentially getting cut make you more excited about Kamara, or does the kind of potential unknown of the role Tony Jones might carve out give you more pause?
I would like Latavius Murray to get cut because that would take away the thorn in his side. And Tony Jones, I mean, I'm not worried about Tony Jones. So if Tony Jones is the backup, then Kamara is going to be leaned on more. And I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't just pepper him with targets and carries.
Yeah. I think that makes sense. That's where I'm at as well. What Pat, what is Tony Jones' profile at? Is he a bigger like goal line back, or is he more of a pass catching type?
He's like bigger. I think he's about 220 pounds out of Notre Dame, UDFA. Not like unathletic, but not particularly athletic.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So
I mean, his best comparable player is Traveris Cadet, right? So like, you know, he's not blowing anybody away.
Yeah, and I think too. I mean, I think we're all excited too that Winston is going to be the quarterback there, as opposed to Taysom Hill just taking off and running during every broken play. Jameis should give us a decent amount of checkdowns to Kamara.
Yep.
We see Kelsey does slide to 5 here. Both team 3 and team 4 prioritizing that anchor running back. Kelsey at 5 is pretty nice there for him.
It is pretty nice. We were picking at 4 in a couple weeks, so it would be interesting if Kelsey starts to slide a little bit. If Kamara and Cook kind of form the top 3.
As Pat, only when you talk, Pat, we're getting just like a little bit of an echo here. Also, as Historical Anomalies points out, Team X is not RX because RX does not take Devontae Adams in the first round. Not RX.
I'm actually hearing an echo when you're talking too, Pete.
Ooh, then Josh, you might be. Do you guys have headphones?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, Josh, do you have headphones you could put in too? I think it might just help us out a little bit.
What are your thoughts, Pete, on, I don't want to get our hopes up here, but like the idea that Kelsey fell, Mojo and Zeke, Mojo and the number 4 team took Cook and Zeke over Kelsey. Does that make them any more likely to pass on Kittle, or am I just hoping?
That's an interesting thing. Like, yeah, my first take was yes, because they're not necessarily prioritizing that tight end thing, but they also might just like the 2v2s better. They might like the Cook Kittle 2v2 versus say Kittle Joe Mix or Kelsey Joe Mixon. That might be
right,
kind of what they're thinking. So I could see that going either way.
Right, because you could say the same thing about us, but we're hoping for Kittle, so
right.
It doesn't really work.
Mojo, are you going to sue Team 3 for using Mojo as their team name here? I feel like this shouldn't be allowed.
I feel like we've been in another draft with Mojo, not Fantasy Mojo, but Mojo.
Yeah. For people asking, we are Team 2. I realize a little confusing. We don't have the ship chasing in the team name. We are the Buckeye Boomers. Why don't you guys tell people the origin of this name here?
Well, we're both from Ohio, the Buckeye State. Josh is from Columbus. I'm from the Akron area in Ohio. And Buckeye fit, and we like tilting the boomer, so we're the Boomers.
There we go. It is a very nice name there, Josh. Are you still in Ohio?
Yeah, I'm in Columbus, Ohio. I'm about 3 blocks from Drico's house. So anytime you need to go knock on his door and pester him, I can go do that for you guys.
Have you, Drico, another member of the ship chasing fam here? Have you met up with him yet, Josh?
Not yet. August has been a pretty busy work month, so I'm starting to get settled in for the fall. So we'll try to meet up here during football season, hopefully.
Yeah, we got our clusters here. We have Gormanji and then Sam moving to Boston. We got the Columbus crew. We got these little mini ship chasing geographical communities sprouting up all over. Anything jumping out to you guys so far here? I don't think anything too crazy other than the Kelsey slide. I guess a little early for Aaron Jones, maybe.
Nothing too crazy. I like that Team 12 took Eckler and Harris. That means the Boomers are out. But I don't like Waller Ridley. I don't like teams starting like that. But nothing too crazy.
Yeah, Waller.
Diggs Taylor's another nice start.
It is.
Yeah.
I have that's my go-to start right now in underdog drafts because I'm still just buying the Taylor dip. So I have so many Diggs Taylor teams right now, and I'm like, I do not hate that at all.
Yep, I have a lot of Tyreek Taylor. Tyreek Taylor, Diggs Taylor. All those are nice.
Michael's getting it going early. My God, look at that start. Can you believe it? Oh, wow, Christian.
Yeah, apparently it's teaming up with Hubbard, so.
That's right. GM to Kyle's Money, fellow sickos GM to everyone. Thank you for joining us on this Sunday afternoon here. Based on the view count, you guys are sickos and excited to watch a main event draft here on a Sunday afternoon. So, I know we don't want to, tip our hand here, but what are we starting to feel for this late second pick?
We have one guy in mind. Hopefully he slides, but if not, there's definitely some receivers there that we're more than comfortable with taking.
I think Barkley being on the board still is kind of interesting right now.
I don't want to whipcast that, but yeah.
Yeah. Barkley, I thought this was going to go in the other direction. Well,
there he goes.
There he goes. Okay.
Hill Barkley is probably a pretty unique start.
That's pretty solid. Very good.
Yeah. I don't know if it's unique necessarily, but what they're going to get it from that spot might be unique, and then the third round pick might make it unique.
Yeah. What just surprised me about Barkley is I thought his ADP was going to start to move back in the other direction. I guess I've thought that about Taylor too. But because we've gotten good news about both of their situations, and drafters seem to kind of still be okay with where their ADP slid. Nick Chubb going here now. Talk about it. That's the ultimate aggro boomer start right there.
I saw that. I started laughing. That's very high T. Very high T.
Very high T.
Okay, Metcalf goes here. One pick away. Got some very nice options here. What is Mojo going to do?
I took Kittle.
He did take Kittle.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Which of these, by ADP, Jefferson and AJ Brown are there? What are you guys feeling here?
I want AJ Brown.
Yeah, I'm bored with AJ Brown.
I'm very much on board with that. Pat, any other thoughts on AJ versus Jefferson?
Not really. I think they're very, very similar bets. I usually take AJ first. I love AJ Brown. So
yeah, and you never know, what the one hole is going to do here for lots of directions. Like we could end up with both.
It's possible.
Yeah. All right, let's do AJ, guys.
Send it.
Man, so it's a bummer.
That stings.
It's what we talked about, right?
Yeah.
It was it was in the range of outcomes that he would get there. Got one pick away.
Oh, we are going to get Jefferson.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm Jefferson here. 100% Jefferson.
Josh.
Yeah. I think it's a brainer right here. So
let's do it. Yeah, because
I don't think there's anybody else to really consider here.
I assume Jefferson. You guys would have been CD if he went Allen Jefferson.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go. I love that. Yeah, that's awesome.
Very nice start there.
I will probably say that Hubbard's probably diversifying from the one hole. I would assume. I don't know if he would do that in just like if he was doing one league, but I guess we're happy with that.
I mean, I'm very happy with that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, does the
Allen and Lamb are good picks too, but Jefferson feels great there.
Does the CEH, injury concern kind of push him down a little bit, where he may have gone at that point in time?
Probably.
I think so. I mean, Pat, I've been hawking the blurbs. Have you seen an updated thing on CEH's injury and timeline?
I have not. When I was on Edwin Porce's podcast, he mentioned that he wasn't as concerned because I guess the original report that it was on the inside, which meant a high ankle sprain, was erroneous. But if it's just like a regular sprained ankle, those can be pretty limiting too. So I think this discount makes sense. Although at this point, this is where I would be pretty happy to scoop him up.
He's going to go right here.
Yeah, he's going to go right here.
Wall of Fame cannot resist. There's no way he's resisting CEH here. It's like 90% CH, 10% Pitts.
Ooh, Pitts would make a lot of sense for him too.
Joshua Jenkins has a comment that Silva wrote up CEH is not concerning. So
that's good value on him, though.
Yeah, it's very good value.
Gorman says we are off to a Frank S start here.
Let's go.
A very, Gormanji and Frank-esque start.
We're just trying to make Frank proud. You want to make sure he looks at the stream and really enjoys it.
Godwin.
Okay.
Right.
Wow.
Okay.
Good morning to Ricky, who is in the business of predicting injuries.
Yeah, this guy's got he's just predicting injuries left and right here. He's seeing the future.
There's a few people who are great about predicting injuries. The counselor and Ricky.
Team 7 can take Mahomes on the wrap and get 3 Chiefs.
Ooh, yeah.
I think that would probably be unique. Maybe. Actually, probably not.
Man, the AJ Brown Jefferson wrap.
That's nice.
That's fun.
It's so beautiful. All right, where does Gus Bus go? Do you guys think?
So I saw Mojo post a tweet. I think I had seen he had gone late 4th. Was the highest he had gone.
He feels like a 5th round pick here to me.
Yeah, I wouldn't take him there, but these people would definitely take him there.
Yeah,
I wouldn't either, but I would take him ahead of Chase Edmonds, I think, and Chase Edmonds tends to go in the 5th round. So that's kind of how I'm thinking through it. But I wouldn't be taking him.
Yeah, and what's does anyone have a take on the Justice Williams versus who is it? Or Justice Hill versus Tyson?
Justice Hill.
Yeah.
Well, the rumors are they might sign Todd Gurley.
Is that the rumors?
That's from Pro Football Talk, saying he thinks they might sign Todd Gurley.
Confirmation from Silas that we are the first Kamara, AJ Brown, Jefferson main event team.
Boom.
Wow.
Very nice.
I love it.
Love it.
Hawkinson over Pitts is interesting. Someone must really
I get that.
To do that.
I get it.
There goes Andrews.
Wow. So this is a tight end room.
Okay. Waller, Ridley, Andrews. That's got to be unique.
Man, my thought on it is I think you can definitely go double elite tight end if you get that second one at a really nice value, but reaching that much to go double elite tight end there, I think is tough.
Yeah, especially like let the 12 grab him if he wants them, and then at least get a little bit more of a value. Like, get your preferred wide receiver there at least. I think.
Yeah.
Even then, I still wouldn't do it, but
the thing.
The trouble with taking Andrews there too is that like Andrews, I don't think has the immense upside of some of these other tight ends. Like Hawkinson could be the guy, where Andrews is more like he's a very, very talented tight end, but in a low volume passing offense. So it's more like I'm going to have a advantage on most of the teams in the league.
Well, my guess is you're seeing this bump because of, Rashad Bateman out. Sammy Watkins has been out since August 16th. His stuff is still undisclosed. And so people are probably starting to say like, hey, Andrews could be the main alpha here with not much competition for targets. I still think it's Rich though.
Yeah, I get that, but it's also like if they don't have any wide receivers, I mean, they did just lose Dobbins, but like they're gonna. I mean, maybe the offense sputters a little bit for the first couple of weeks if they don't, have any wide receivers or and the running games hit. Like I wouldn't be bumping up Andrews this high with Waller.
Paul, we still love Andrews. We're being very price sensitive. Where we got him is much different than as a double tight end at 311.
Didn't we get him in the 5th with Paul? Yeah, that's a different story.
Yeah.
Is our first tight end. I mean, that's a different play.
Look who just went. That's
Robinson.
I like Team 12. They're
wow.
They're helping us out.
Higgins is back. On a roller coaster here.
Holy moly!
Well, I guess if he knew he was doing the Higgins reach, then the Andrews pick makes more sense.
True. Yeah, if that was his pick, then at least it checks out.
Swift has fallen quite a bit here. Not that much, but mid-4 seems like a good value on him.
I agree.
You got to love the anchor wide receiver build from Team 10.
Yeah, I love Team 10, and 12. They're looking good for us. And Team 9.
So, are there... I assume are there any tight ends you guys would consider at the 4-5 turn now that Andrews is off the board?
In my opinion, no. I don't want to be reaching on, Fant, Thomas, that tier. I'd rather just crank purple later. The opportunity cost is so high with these receivers.
You feel similarly there, Josh?
Yeah, I don't think there's anybody worth pulling up into that range for us. I think at this point, with Andrews off the board, we can sit back and see what comes to us later in the draft or crank some purple.
Yeah. How did you guys like the kind of punt tight end crank purple strategy we did with Crack Rock the other night?
I really like it. I think, if you can't catch one of these top 3 and then you can't catch somebody falling in the middle with high upside like a Fant or an Andrews, that's your best option, right? You're going to have to take multiple shots to have somebody that's going to hit and smash it receiver in the flex.
Yep. I think we're all in agreement there. Andrews is really the only one that would reliably fall to the 4-5 turn. And so then once he's off the board, I think it's a tight end dead zone right there.
It's such bad bets every year.
Yeah.
Man,
Judy pulled up. Wow.
Damn. Okay.
What's funny to me about that is I feel like we might have seen some steam on Sutton after he looked awesome last night. There's the video of him cutting on that, leg that he had, repaired in the offseason. And it's like, he looks pretty good. If anything, you'd want more of a discount on Judy now.
Yeah,
I agree. I was encouraged by Sutton last night. And so I think finally seeing him on the field where it just didn't seem like most of the offseason they're willing to commit to say, what kind of condition he was in.
Yeah. I'm surprised. We thought Team 7 was just setting up for the Mahomes there. He passes on him and Ball of Fame locks up his QB1 there.
I just think this would be happening. Look at the guy put in the queue. Would that be a consideration? I'm very hesitant, but I think it has to be. I think it has to be.
Let me see I got to refresh here.
I'll type in the chat.
Yeah.
You see what I'm talking about, Josh? That's a tough call for me. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, it's definitely.
I don't like it, but it's
I don't like it, but I don't hate it.
I don't. Yeah.
It's
the 101 will take him if he's
okay. So there goes DeAndre Swift, who was
okay. We have to do yes. Okay, I don't have to consider.
We were strongly considering taking DeAndre Swift because that's an insane value.
And we would be looking good. Okay.
Yeah, we're not that ideological. We will take a fall on DeAndre Swift. There's 2 wide receivers here that I love.
Yeah.
I know.
And we're now getting one of them.
I feel pretty confident we're only going to get one of these 2, so it's picking your favorite of DJ Moore and Lockett.
Do you guys have?
Yes. Once they pick, I'll say my pitch.
Josh,
I was well? Yeah. It's tough.
It is. I lean DJ Moore over Lockett. He and I talked a lot about this. I know. I feel about it. But I don't think we're getting both. I think we're getting one or the other.
Go.
Okay. 1 second. We probably need to take an elite quarterback with this build. I don't want to be screaming quarterback, RB2, tight end, all that. So if we take Lockett, it really sets us up well to take Russ at the 6'11 or 7'02. If we take DJ Moore, I mean, what stack? I mean, Tannehill, yeah, but like, what stacking partner are we going with?
I think it's a bonus, but I don't necessarily even think that needs to be a tiebreaker here. I would honestly just pick your favorite of these 2.
Okay. I guess all DJ Moore. Yeah, I'll go with DJ Moore if that's the consensus.
DJ Moore is very, very fun at this spot, but they're both great. I'm going to let you guys hash it out.
Take him. Take DJ Moore. Take him. That's so nice. Holy shit.
That was a fun experience where Essential just tried to talk us out of DJ Moore at the point and we just all stared back.
Josh just did like what happens when I get in an argument with my wife, where she just lets me talk until I admit that I was wrong. Like Josh didn't even say it.
Damn it.
It took
I know he wanted that. We've talked about Lockett and Russ, and I think
so you're looking at what, like Deontay Johnson and Claypool here?
Jamar Chase would be
Chase as well.
Yeah. Deontay, Claypool, or Jamar Chase are all fine with me.
Essential, why don't you pick this one since you got the
I don't know. I would probably say Claypool, but I say Claypool.
What's your take, Josh?
I'm good with Claypool.
I think Claypool.
I'm a Steelers fan too, so
let's do Claypool. I like it.
Whew. Well,
boom.
I love those receivers.
I'm a little worried about your tight ends, but I love it.
I do think it's interesting that we have mirroring picks in the 1 and 2 hole, basically.
Yep.
Between 1 running back and 4 straight receivers. So
yeah,
we're just whoever's falling around to the next pick is what the others take in. So
it's that one. It's so tough because whatever one of Moore or Lockett you let go, they're not coming back. So you just have to pick.
I looked at the chat, but I'm sure the chat was roasting me for trying to pitch Tyler Lockett.
No. There was some Lockett. It's pretty split.
Yeah.
No, you were. I think it was actually DJ will fall. Oh no.
No chance. No chance.
No chance in hell.
Yeah.
It's tough. I mean, those guys are both great picks.
In a vacuum, DJ Moore is obviously the better pick, but I just like the stacking element.
Yeah, I get that. I think there are still, there will be some other kind of because we pick at the turn. We still have not even full on backdoor, but just like double tap stack potential as well, with some certain directions we might go. So I don't think we're completely ruled out of kind of a premium stack still.
Yeah. You don't need to stack in this. Like, stacking is a nice bonus, but like if we were to get, let's say Russ were to be there and we don't like who else is there, I wouldn't be opposed, especially it would prevent Hubbard from getting him too. So there's like or whatever. Like if Dak were to come back here in the 6th, I'd be totally open to that.
Yeah.
So
And then we take Gallup on the wrap.
exactly. Yeah,
Yep.
you can backdoor it if you want.
That was who I was trying to be coy about when I said a premium double there. I think this is a good, conversation to have because we've talked a lot about how do you beat the CMC teams. Often it's with getting the elite wide receivers and not chasing, kind of the 80% CMCs. But I think what we would argue is when you draft Alvin Kamara here, you are playing for the legendary season where he could potentially match Christian McCaffrey's production and workload. I don't think that's crazy. And then we're just building a similar team at that point. So, I mean, once we make that selection, that's the bet we're making.
And I like our 4 receivers over his 4 receivers. It's splitting hairs, but like I still like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's
The other thing is that you really don't want the 101 to build efficiently. And if he does, that sucks. But like we can't control what, the 101's doing. So I would readily admit that this 101 construction is going to be harder to beat than some other 101s that we've played against. And it just so happens that we're kind of mirroring them. We're just playing our best game right now. Unfortunately, the 101 has a nice build going too.
And we play the 101 in week 1, according to the schedule.
Yep. Oh, yeah. The other nice thing about this is, when 2 value guys fall, like we just saw with Moore and Lockett, we can only get 1. But when there's 1 value faller there, we're going to be able to scoop them up every time, which is a nice spot to be in, I think.
Agreed. Yeah, you almost it would have been better if Mojo had taken Lockett,
Right, to
then
put him in the new. And then, although what's interesting is he probably goes, in that case, he could probably go like Claypool Ayuk. Or he probably grabs, Claypool Ayuk, and then we're grabbing Johnson or Chase. So it's still not that different.
Yeah, that's true. And then also in that scenario, Mojo has a team where he's gone Dalvin, Kittle, Robinson, Lockett, and maybe Deontay or Thielen. And that's actually a better build. So maybe it's better he took Davis.
It's always good.
Kind of interesting. Gus Edwards hasn't come off the board yet.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I mean, call me crazy. Give me Gus Edwards over Mike Davis.
Oh, that's an easy one. That's not even a debate.
Yeah.
Sorry, Josh Norris, but
Yeah, Gus Edwards doesn't have existential threats to his workload. Like, Gus Edwards good. Leone's going to get mad at me because he's been defending Mike Davis's talent, and he was pretty good last year, and he's been decent in the backup role before that, but. 20 years old. This is the first time he's getting the full workload for the whole season. He wore down last year. It could be bad.
Number 10, shitting green. This is quite the start here from 10. You know what? I was uncomfortable making piss boys a thing at the time. I don't know if I want to make shitting green a thing either.
I've been trying to get grinding green to catch on, but you know what? If shitting green is what the people want, I'm happy to go that way. Shitting green it is.
I have a question for Pat. So you guys went with the T. Higgins Chase stack the other day in redraft, and somebody else just did it here. So I understand it in best ball, but in redraft, what's the benefit of stacking 2 higher round picks as receivers when you're trying to pick your starts in redraft?
Well, the way I try to think about the wide receiver picks, right, is that you're trying to hit, and Sean talks about this, you're trying to get 6 top 15 wide receivers. That's kind of his benchmark. But you're trying to find guys who are going to have these huge explosive seasons. They're 2 of the best bets to do it at those prices, and they're somewhat correlated. Like they can both become top wide receivers, top 20 wide receivers together if Burrow, leads the offense to just explosive heights. You also do have, the ability for Higgins to start out really hot, Chase to come on down the stretch. So even in scenarios where Higgins tails off, Chase might come on, and that start-sit decision might ultimately not be as hard as it looks right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like in scenarios where the Bengals are kind of the offense you really need, then both those guys can easily be top 20 guys.
And I think also the way I would think about it too is I wouldn't want to do it with like a Jefferson and Thielen. I think there's a couple offenses where it makes sense, where it's a targeted offense with elite guys. You know, your Amari Lamb, your Chase Higgins, and obviously you could toss Boyd or Gallup as the two there. But I mean, there's only a couple of those offenses. No one's really getting Kelsey Hill in drafts, so that's not one. But I think it's probably a short list where it makes sense to use that draft capital and you don't even worry about picking the right one because you're starting both of them.
Yeah.
Trey Sermon sneaking up draft boards now that he's made an appearance on the 0 RB list for Sean. All 15 of those picks out now.
I put someone in the queue. I think if he's there, we should take him.
Agreed. I think.
Yeah.
Put it in the chat just because my queue's like lagging. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It's also countering Team 1.
Right. That's true.
He would take him if he was there.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Gus still hasn't gone. Although Team 10 taking Gus would be...
Oh, it would be perfect.
Gotta be beautiful. Do it. Oh, Marcus Callaway.
Wow. Oh, man.
I'm gonna just put a counter in the chat to that suggestion and just for food for thought.
I think the draft paused because of Callaway's pick.
Oh, right.
So let's see here. Mitch, I will say, I mean, Callaway, where's he been going in these? Like 8th or 9th? So I guess.
A little rich.
Okay, so we're rolling back the Callaway pick. Mitch in the chat saying he wants Edmonds. There we go.
It's a beautiful thing. Wow.
Good. I like that.
Yeah, that's good. Boyd goes. Moving into a different tier here in wide receiver, right?
Yeah.
I just hope some of our Beckham, Galladay picks go here. It would be nice.
Yeah, I don't want those guys. I don't think that's the entire reason why we're doing it, Pete, but I get that.
Yeah. Oh, Visca goes.
Visca goes.
Yeah, you're not getting the highlight reel. Only when we draft him.
Man.
I was really hoping for the highlight reel today, but
Paul's triple highlight reel is going to be tough to pull off.
No,
I think that might go down in history. I don't know that we'll ever get another triple highlight reel. Visca, Rojo, and Blankenship? My God. Now, this is like a real crossroads pick for Team 7. Because if they go wide receiver here, I kind of like this team. If they go running back, it makes me sad. Well,
they're
going to take
Henderson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still no Gus bus?
Pretty wild.
Yeah.
He must be too far down the applet for people to go find him right now.
I
Yeah.
think so.
Did we get official word on Dobbins?
I haven't. The Schefter tweet this morning was he was getting his MRI, but expectation is season ending.
Yeah, I know it looks real bad, but I didn't know if we
Were those ACL news reports not confirmed? Was that just speculation?
It's still
I
speculative.
haven't seen it.
that
Yeah.
I've seen.
Oh, okay. Odell, good.
Yeah, so there's nothing. I'm not seeing any new updates on this, but anyway, maybe that's why. Maybe people are waiting for that to officially drop before egregiously reaching on Gus Edwards.
Kareem Hunt goes good. Oh, he does. Oh my God. This guy has Chubb and Kareem Hunt.
When you can lock up the Browns' backfield, you just got to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I do it.
And take Adam Thielen, who scored a bunch of touchdowns on insane efficiency. That will not happen again. But
There goes Gus. Okay, good.
Okay, Gus
Right.
goes.
oh man,
Matthew Lum says they do a physical test that is a clear indication of a tear, then they go back and confirm. So maybe that revealed a tear, and they. Are you sweating here, Essential?
not too much. It would
Yeah,
be it would be nice if he fell, but
I mean, we got some of our guys that we like wiped out between Boyd and
Oh, he took Sutton.
Okay.
all right.
All right, so
That
where you
makes-
guys at?
right.
I want Dak.
I'm good with Dak.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I don't want
I'm good with that
Yeah.
based on what's
I don't wanna
been
wait.
going so far. So
Yeah, I like Dak.
Yeah, and it stops Team One for getting the CD Dak stack.
Yeah, although it'll be curious to see if he mirrors us with a Russell Lockett stack right here.
he's gonna be so
That
mad.
is, yeah, he's gonna throw up his favors.
He's probably doing 6 different drafts at once right now. He probably
Probably.
okay. Goes Logan Thomas. I'm gonna say Henderson is his other pick.
Listen, I'd be fine with that. Man, that's a tough question, Pete. I'd go.
Oh, Smith, interesting.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah,
I like Debo.
Yeah, I think Debo's nice. What do you think, Pat?
I'm good with Debo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Fant's also in consideration, but I would rather just take some Craig Purple later.
Yeah, I think we can crank it later. Yeah, let's give it a shot with Debo.
You good with that, Josh?
Yeah, I think Debo is the pick for us here. I think Fant would be in consideration, but I think we can continue to kind of push that one down the field.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if we don't take Debo there, I mean the other wide receivers, I have no interest in. Antonio Brown, Kenny Galladay, Corey Davis, Cooks. I mean, I'd rather just not take those guys. So I think taking Debo is a smart decision there.
Also, Ayuk's dealing with this hamstring injury right now.
Yeah.
too.
Yep.
There was talk that Debo was a bit lighter in camp and was looking a lot better downfield. If he has like his Debo role plus an actual like downfield wide receiver role, that'd be very, very exciting.
Yeah. And Ayuk and Debo going 2 rounds apart. I don't know if that's wrong, but like how much difference of a bet are they to smash? Ayuk slightly favored, but I think Debo also can just smash.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely want Ayuk over Debo, but yeah, getting him almost 2 full rounds later.
2 rounds later, yeah.
That's a nice discount.
I'd rather have Chase Claypool, Debo Samuel, and Brandon Ayuk and Devonta Smith. I think that's a clear 2v2.
Yeah.
I wonder if Team 4 is just thinking like, man, Gus Edwards falls to me, Henderson falls to me, and just skipping my middle round value right now.
He's texting all of his friends right now about the value he got.
He's like, the only team I'm worried about is Team 10, dude.
This 1 and 2 hole, man, they're just taking receivers. I'm just getting this value right now.
My only question for Team 10 is, why would you take a 5th running back when he can't even go in your starting lineup? Why would you do that?
You can only start 4, dude.
You can only start 4.
Oh my god. That Fancy Mansion clip about Anthony Amico's Scott Fishbowl team is so funny. I didn't know that existed until he resurfaced it. It was so hilarious.
I love it. It's nice to get a green wall back in some of these drafts. And it's nice to not have Frank or Gormanji competing against us as well.
What do we got?
Ball of Fame. What do you got for us?
How much green is there really left to go? I guess we could see Harris, Mostert, Carter, Dylan come off the board before our pick.
Yeah, the green is getting vacuumed up.
Yeah. It'd be really nice. Like if Melvin Gordon got taken, that'd be really nice.
All right, there's Callaway after the fake Callaway pick.
It would be fun if Callaway's good. Give a little downfield element to the Saints with Jameis. That'd be fun. That'd be good for us.
This is the truth. There's always more green. Just when you think they're done, they've got a little more green in them.
You always bet the green. Like if you think a team's done, and you're like, there's no way. You're wrong. They're going running back.
Let's see if Silas can mush Team 7 here. Mush him. Give us the Melvin Gordon pick.
Damien.
Oh, Damien Harris. That's the
no. Silas loves David Harris. He still thinks that team is cute.
You can tell we're not threatened by Team 7 because we don't care if Silas talks it up. This is not a Frank situation.
Anthony, if you can't look at this board and know what team we are.
Anthony, guess what team we are.
Yeah, guess what team we are. Otherwise, you're in GMI.
It shouldn't be that hard.
It seems pretty obvious. It's only two options.
Alex, no cheating. No cheating.
Wow, is Mooney getting some steam?
Yeah, Alex. Hey, guess this will be fun. Guess what team we are, Alex? They're Team 2.
In Alex's
Cool,
defense,
man.
there's a slight delay. He probably saw the question before he heard
Okay,
it.
all right. Sorry, Alex. If that's what happened, I'm sorry. But if it's not,
you are correct, Anthony. We are Team 10. We are Rumhorse. Mitch Better or whatever. Team 10, we kind of had a, as they said at the top of the stream, we had a come to Jesus moment, and anchor wide receiver is kind of the new elite strategy.
Well, I have a question. Would you guys rather light $1,900 on fire or draft Team 10?
I think I could probably get more views lighting $1,800 cash on fire on a live stream.
There's a question here from Michael about running back injuries actually making people kind of lean into robust running back, which I was on Twitter last night and I actually found that exact take.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And the basically was saying like, you got to get running backs early and often. You want a starter if one of your starters goes down. And then the comments were just like, got to start that running back in the flex. Like, I have Gus when I took Dobbins, so I'm good. So it was a nice little pocket of Twitter I found where this is making people want running backs more.
Well, and it goes back to the whole. Some shows I say I don't have the energy for this. Apparently, I have the energy right now. The anti-fragile concept of these injuries. One of these position groups benefits in an anti-fragile way from injuries in a way the other doesn't. So it's not that there's not going to be wide receiver injuries. We're going to get those too. but all of a sudden a guy isn't pushing up. If Steph Diggs gets injured, Gabriel Davis isn't jumping up into the 4th round of drafts. But we see that happen over and over.
He might move down a little bit. Like you're like, I mean, he wouldn't, but you wouldn't be as excited about the Bills. That would be like a real loss to the Bills.
Yeah.
Where some of these running backs, it doesn't really change the outlook of the offense a ton.
Yeah. And people just, for some reason, can't wrap their heads around that as far as who benefits with these injuries. Wow. The chat telling us our boy Visca has scored a preseason TD. You love to hear it.
You'd love to hear it. Should we get the highlight reel going for that, Pete?
Maybe I need to. How about this? How about we pull up this touchdown?
Maybe that's what we got.
Yeah. I mean, God bless Colum. He seems to have the energy on Twitter to fight the zero RB battles right now.
Colum, like how there's like introverts and extroverts, where like extroverts get their energy from people, introverts get their energy from kind of recharging on their own. Colum is like a trolltivert. Like he loves the trolls. Like he's just like, I'm feeling a little down today. Let me put out my draft and see what the trolls have to say.
All right, guys, I'm going to just do a quick different screen share here to watch this TD for us. All right. What happened here? Ooh, I love seeing the little screen pass.
My gosh.
Oh my God.
What?
Oh, so this wasn't even
that wasn't even the touchdown.
That was setting it up.
He looks like Derrick Henry.
He's a grown-ass man.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I don't even know where the touchdown. I wonder if they just threw him another pass
wait,
right
that
after
was another play.
Yeah, that was from last year.
Oh,
yeah.
But man,
good Lord.
All right, we'll come back to this once that video surfaces. We'll go back to the draft board here. Antonio Brown goes there. I feel like that's a little later than he normally goes. Wow, Tony Jones, Team 10 is our generation.
Let's go.
That he's gonna roll that pick back. Watch it. He misfired on.
That's
college.
true. That's got the asterisk. That's a good point.
Yeah, they're calling for in the chat right now. Hold please. So.
Yeah. So apparently this guy went in his queue and put the Saints in it, and then continually walks away from his computer as he's about to be up. So
it happened twice.
It happened twice on Galore and Jones. Like, what's going on?
Oh wow.
So what?
I was just watching back so it was on that same drive. They then went right back to him. Here, I'll pull it up.
Yeah, play it.
Little corner route in the end zone here.
Pete, you're a great broadcaster, but I don't want to hear the radio play-by-play of this touchdown. Would really like to see it.
What are you talking about?
I want to see the play, not hear you describe it.
Pat, I've literally tried to pull it up right now. Relax. We have every show, Pat. We've done literally 10 hours of content. Me talking for 3 seconds to fill some air is okay.
Not when there's LaVisca touchdowns to be shown. Oh, there we go.
Pat, please don't say anything. I just want to watch this. Please be quiet while we watch the highlight. In honor of our God. Yeah, this is nice. All right, back to the draft.
This is the Dallas defense we want to see right there.
Yeah.
So we do have. So this guy is now having it rolled back again. He's saying Gesicki was his pick.
Perfect.
Yeah. So the Visca ADP is about to skyrocket again.
Yes, it is.
It's whatever he's now going to be in this IU Claypool range, I think, with a lot of consistency would be my guess.
I completely agree.
Because really, he shouldn't be valued that much differently than those guys in the first place. But because he was a little bit more out of sight, out of mind at the end of last season, you were getting this kind of round and a half discount relative to those two. But I think people are going to kind of fully wake up now once they see a few preseason highlights like that.
He's at the back end of that tier, but he still should be closer to where they go.
Yeah, I mean, and we've just already seen it. Like Judy, again, similar cohort, second year, exciting breakout players. All, had a great preseason. Training camp has been the superstar. He gets rocketed up boards. Like the Visca pump, as he says here. I mean, it's worth about 20 picks of ADP. No, I love Visca, but I'm not taking him over Higgins.
Brother Raheem
goes here.
It is interesting just like how much the second year guys have moved up. Like I do think like, and maybe this won't be the case next year. And obviously it's not, this wide receiver class is probably not a historic wide receiver class like last year's rookie class. So it'll be a little bit different in terms of targeting the second year guys. That said, it really feels like you couldn't draft enough of the second year guys in early drafts, and essentially you've been drafting since the season ended. So like, you can attest, like the ADPs have shifted dramatically on pretty much all the second year guys.
Well, I mean, my first draft was I got Kamara, Cam Akers, AJ Brown, CeeDee Lamb. You would not get that now. Obviously, Cam Akers, whatever. But that start in January, I was able to get.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
And that's something like with exposures that I've been trying to think about too, is like, if I'm going to be drafting through the entire offseason, then my exposures can get a little nutty, early, because I'm probably not getting, as long as it's like on guys who I'm basically making a bet that their ADP is going to increase by a lot. And then if it doesn't, I can always cool off.
Smash it.
There we go.
Let's go.
Smash it.
Woo!
We had a little decision at the 7, wanted to lock up that stack with Gallup, thought we could push it. I'm glad we risked it, and now we get the added Debo pick there, which is super, super nice.
We're cooking with gas today, boys.
Oh, that's so nice. What do you like coming back here?
Probably receiver again, but depends on what he does.
I don't think Hubbard's watching because he's got like 8.
Oh, okay.
The other name I'll just toss out for this build, I do think Higbee is kind of interesting here.
He just took him.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I would suggest Shark as just an absurd value. But I'd also be good with Fuller. Those would be the two guys.
Fuller and Williams over Shark for sure for me.
Okay.
I don't have a strong preference between Fuller and Williams. I go Fuller over Williams.
I think in this build, I think Williams is very similar to the Gallup pick. And I think Fuller is that guy who could charge and just be an every week starter where we know
he could absolutely smash.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm Fuller.
Josh, what do you
think?
think?
Yeah, I'm Fuller as well. So
all right, let's
do it.
Smash it.
Wow.
Would you guys? What would you guys is if Higbee fell there? Would you guys have wanted him?
I would have considered it. I don't think I'd be like pounding the table for it, but I would be fine with Higbee or Fuller there.
I think it's pretty good value there.
Yeah, I mean,
I
didn't really talk about that because I was not thinking Higbee would fall like that, but I think we really have to think about it at that point.
Yeah.
Not having an elite tight end, and trying to capture somebody like that in round 9. Would be something that fits in our build. So,
well, this is kind of where he goes in puppy drafts. Like he goes in like the 9th, 10th range. So in tight end premium, that makes so much sense. But he took him.
Yeah, his ADP is like 103, 104 on Underdog, and he just went pick 97 here. So
that's insane.
Yeah, I like Higbee, and I was reading Nathan Yankee. I might be pronouncing the name wrong. From PFF was doing some takeaways from the preseason games, and he was very bullish on Tyler Higbee, saying that basically he looks like he might play like all the snaps. So to move from Gerald Everett splitting time with him to having like a every down role there would be pretty big.
Yeah, I've seen the Watson to Dolphins rumors. I don't know if I just have my head in the sand. I refuse to believe that a trade is happening. I'm not making any adjustments for that, but I do think it's an extra out for Fuller smashing, and he doesn't even really need extra outs at this price.
He's not getting traded. Not happening.
So the chat is now mad that I even suggested Shark. Can someone tell me why Shark in the 9th round, when he might actually be the number 1 wide receiver on an up-tempo team, is bad?
Do you see us
Because
watching DJ Chark highlights right now, Pat?
Well, because Will Fuller's there, Pat. Probably.
No, I agree with that. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not like pounding the table. We got to go Shark over Fuller. I almost always go Fuller over Shark, but
I mean, I think a lot of these guys that have not taken many receivers should go for Chark right now. You know, like you need, you know, if you've gone 3 or 4 running backs at this point, you need a guy like Chark to hit.
I mean, Chark is one of the kind of bailout picks at this value for running back heavy starts.
Yeah.
I mean, and he's going lower now because of what the Urban Meyer hate and the finger. I feel like it's pretty. I mean, he's pretty far down there in that right now. It seems.
Yeah.
the Urban Meyer hate is one of those narratives that I find a little odd because he said, you played small last year, you need to gain weight and play bigger. And he gained weight. Like, you know what I mean? Like he said that to him in like April, and then he showed up at training camp bigger. So you could spin it the other way. You could spin it. He gave him advice. He took the advice, and now he's going to have a rebound season. I mean, that's a bull case on it, but it's just odd to me that has been spun so negatively when it's a little bit ambiguous in terms of like, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Because he then followed it up with action.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I don't think there's that coach speak to me does not necessarily mean it's a huge negative either, right? He's trying to motivate him, and Urban's a college guy, so he's trying to use whatever motivative tactics he can to get his guys to step up.
Yeah, I was out on Shark like when it was Shark versus Visca.
Oh, Michael Thomas
hammering Visca
is so bad.
I'm waiting for
this
to misclick, but maybe not.
Every
Another Saint.
Yeah.
If he rolls this back, I'm going to lose my mind.
The commish said, please make use of your queue properly and not wait till the last second to pick. You're clearly experiencing some lag.
Commish, he's putting the Saints in his queue. Can't you see the pattern?
He's taking two wide receivers that are hurt already with no other wide receivers besides Steph Diggs. So
is this a bit? It's like, watch, I'm going to draft all the Saints.
It has to be a bit.
The best part is he's looking at our team thinking it's a bit too, and that's why I'm
exactly
in a great country.
Or the odds Jameis is in his queue and gets auto-drafted in the 11th round.
Russell Wilson falling down to the 8th was kind of interesting. They snap picked that one to stack up with DK.
Yeah,
that's really nice.
That is really good.
Mike Williams, yeah, that's nice there. Russell Gage and Shark is just falling.
Are we sure DJ Shark is good, Pat?
Are we sure Russell Gage isn't awful?
No. Not compared to that, but DJ Shark, are we sure he's good?
No, but we're in the 9th round.
I get it. I know.
Like we're thinking upside. Are we sure Elijah Moore is good? Are we sure Michael Pittman's good? Like, there's lots of Jalen Waddle. Are we sure he's good? Like, are we sure? And even if he's good, are we sure he's going to be good in his rookie season? Like, you know, Mecole Hardman. Mecole Hardman is not good at any point in his career. Shark was awesome in his second year. It's just wild to me. Like, I don't know. This is what a discount looks like, guys. This is what a discount looks like.
Yeah, tell us how you really feel, Pat.
I'm gonna draft the Best Ball Mania right after this.
Yeah.
Guess who I'm drafting? Yeah.
I want to hire someone to come to Vegas with us for the main event drafts, and after every single pick, say, "Are we sure Justin Herbert is good? Are we sure James Conner is good?" just every pick.
I mean, that's late for Herbert. Herbert in the 10th right now.
That's insane. Yeah.
He went. Brady, Rodgers were all picked ahead of Herbert. Oh,
shit.
Some of our running back targets getting wiped out here. Pollard, Moss, Connor all would have been nice selections if they fell.
It seems early, but the guy I put in the queue, Josh and I are prioritizing. We would love to get him on our team, but it would be kind of a reach at this turn.
Yeah, not even. I don't even necessarily think it is, honestly, based on how this is trending. I don't think. I don't think he's coming back in the 12th.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be fighting against the one for this RB2 pass catching battle right now.
It's interesting that he also is not taking a running back too. I think he's basically a lock to take a running back too.
I mean, based on his pattern, he will probably crank Green starting in 10 through 18.
There's actually a guy we've gotten him cheaper previous to this, but there's another running back I just put in the queue that I like as well.
Yeah, I don't mind him either. I think he fits in that same bucket with those guys.
I think he gives us a little more upside as well.
Yeah, I think if we do that, Pete, I don't think any more receivers would be necessary.
Yeah, I think you would.
But do we take the running back first if there is one we want? Because I would assume he's double tapping running back.
I think you're right on that.
So whatever receiver we want will be there for us in the next round.
Maybe
DJ Shark is still there, Pat.
If he's there, I think we scoop him because Hubbard's not going to let that kind of value slide by, I don't think. And I also don't think there's a running back who's like a must draft. There's a couple. I think there's a few different running backs who are all kind of nice. There's actually one we haven't talked about yet. I'm going to put in the private chat. Oh, there
DJ
goes Shark.
does go.
Okay, so that makes it easier. Because there's another guy I think is interesting here.
I do like that.
Just playing the ADP game a little bit.
Yeah, but do you think our guy would fall? I don't think he will.
I do think it's likely he takes two running backs. I mean, it seems like we have. I see four names, based on the two in the queue and then the ones Pat and I just mentioned in there. The question is, do we want to be done at wide receiver if this guy falls here?
I would be open to take like one late flyer if we don't take receiver here. But if we take one of our guys, then we're done.
Okay, he just took Rondell Moore.
Okay.
Okay,
that's easy. So I think we're probably setting up a double tap for running backs, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I like Singletary here. I know we've gotten him, I think, even 2 rounds later than this, but things have been moving in his direction a bit.
I think we can wait. I think there's less backs that look like Singletary than our other option, I would say.
It's fair. So we can get a falling value. Yeah.
I'm guessing on his ADP list, he's going to take someone other than the guy we want, just where he's at in the ADP relative to the backs.
And he's a grinder, so he's not going to reach like that. I'm fine with Singletary.
Let's do Singletary.
I don't love it, but yeah.
I think we're going to get both.
Yeah. Are we? Well, who are we taking on the wrap?
Well, I think the guy that you wanted to take here.
Okay. Well, I didn't know about the guy I'm typing right now. But yeah, the guy we want, we'll take him.
I think a reach on that would be good because we're gonna have to take probably 3 tight ends coming up here.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
So getting a guy that we like at running back above ADP is totally fine. One, might not come back anyway. Michelle. That's actually not a bad pick.
And Drake, so Gio's the smash.
Yeah, Gio. Josh and I have been talking about this. We just think that he could be Tom Brady's safety blanket. He could just be our RB2 every week, for all we know. And I think that's a smash pick.
I'm good with it.
Yep.
And we get the sneak peek of Thursday night with that quirk in the rules.
That's also true. All right, I'll put it in. Ben likes him more than Naheem Hines as well, which is always nice.
Yeah, I agree with Pete in that in the chat. Oh, Pete, that's an absolute smash if he's there.
Yes.
There's also a guy I really want, but that's not till like the 18th round.
Hines does go right after too. So we were talking about 4 running backs: Singletary, Drake, Gio, Hines, and they all go boom, boom, boom.
Yep, that was smart.
I probably should have had Michelle on my radar there.
Yeah, it didn't cross my mind once.
I think that's a very nice pick.
I think I'm Singletary over Michelle, but
Sam,
we could have been discussing him.
Yeah,
What about you?
I think they're pretty close. I mean,
Me too. Yeah.
you can go either way. So I don't feel like I'm not sweating that pick either. So.
Yeah, these were the 4 that we were all considering there. And then minus Sony, who kind of slipped our radar, but I think it makes sense that all 5 of these picks went in a row. I mean, that's the pocket of value right at that spot.
Yep.
Jones, Ruggs go. These guys starting to collect some of their wide receivers.
That's perfect for us.
He's stacking up his Jags receivers.
I was going to say he's setting up the Lawrence pick for sure.
It's kind of a waste, but
the Dak backdoor stack. Did we celebrate that enough? I feel like we could have celebrated that a little bit more.
Yeah,
that was so nice. God damn.
Yeah, it's tough, man. I know, because it's like, but it's still in this format. Like, it's completely okay if we do get stacked on Gallup and then we give ourselves the supercharged version of getting Debo and Gallup. I think we played that obviously in hindsight, but I think just even process wise, that was the way to play it.
Yeah, because you don't need the stack.
No.
E, does that make you feel better on missing your
Oh, you're breaking up on me, Josh.
Yeah.
Does that Dak stack make you feel better than missing out on your Seattle stack?
Oh, go ahead.
It's a good consolation prize.
Okay.
I'll say. Yeah.
So what the 3, because it's a weird thing where like we probably take Debo where we took Dak.
And then we probably take Russ in the early 7th.
Where we took Debo.
Yeah.
Even though he would have been there in the 8th.
Right. So no, he wouldn't have been there in the 8th. He would have gotten sniped. Just barely.
Yeah.
So we take Russ in the 7th. So the 2v2 really comes down to what? Dak and DJ Moore versus Russ and Lockett with Gallup attached.
I like Dak and DJ Moore.
Yeah, me too.
Oh yeah, Pat. That's who I was talking about to take late. But I like the second guy better, adjusted for cost.
Gerald Everett goes there to the Hawkinson owner.
Everett split snaps with Disley in the last preseason game, so that's not great. I have a fair amount of exposure to him.
Team 4 doesn't have a tight end either, so I think
Yeah.
So we're getting Snipes.
It's going to be interesting to see how our 2 teams play this tight end.
How do you guys feel about? I know there's a tight end we like, but like Evan Ingram would be pretty nice here, actually. I think if he got other, he just went.
That's disgusting, but I get it.
Yeah, it's super gross. But my whole thing, Evan Ingram is a part of like my Zach Ertz take in some sense, where like Evan Ingram can catch and get open while playing the tight end position, which is like makes him one of like 10 dudes. Like there's 10 guys who can actually get open and have tight end eligibility. So What happened, what they do after the catch, how shallow they're running. Who cares about all that? You know, it's can you get open at all with tight end eligibility?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, this talent, right, at this point in the draft, like, why not, right? Like, why not go out and Evan Ingram, you know?
I love the Fields pick here by Team 12. They've done some things I really liked and some things I did not like.
Yeah, Fields is nice there.
Although passing on Burrow, actually, odd with the double.
That's
Yeah.
So actually, I don't like it.
Yeah.
I
imagine not starting Justin Fields.
Yeah, I think if I was 11, I would have gone Burrow and then waited into the round 13 to see what comes back around, because you're team 11 and team 1 are the only ones without a quarterback. So, you know, unless people want to start doubling up right now, it doesn't feel like it based on the way QBs have fallen in this draft.
It is interesting how some rooms are real thirsty on QB and others just let them fall.
Yeah.
I don't know how to answer that, Pete. That's tough.
I don't think we risk it, Pete.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
Because it could be a crank purple situation with, just
a lot of quarterbacks at the top of the ADP right now. Stafford available, Tannehill available, Trey Lance available, Joe Burrow available, Trevor Lawrence available.
That's what we need. We need the quarterbacks off the board.
The quarterbacks, yeah.
Team 10 took a former Saint, Jared Cook. So.
he loves the every team in the league except Team 1 has a quarterback.
Yeah.
So I think it's pretty likely Team 1 is going to take a quarterback with one of these two picks, maybe two.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, Ty Johnson, Pat. Your Ty Johnson pump has worked.
I mean, I guess I was, because I felt like maybe my exposure was out of control, so I had to talk about.
I wanted him late, but clearly not.
Yeah. 12th round we're getting a little out of hand there.
Trey Lance goes.
I think Team 1 waits quite a bit for quarterback since Lance is gone now. So he will punt that one down the field. That's his MO. So he will continue probably stacking up running backs and maybe a falling tight end here.
I put the second guy I would want in the queue. I know there's concern right now, but
yeah, I agree with that one. Because we need an upside play here. Because there's backdoor production we can get at tight end with the crank purple.
Well, the first guy would be the upside play, and then the second guy would just be like the professional tight end that might just crank out some points for us.
Yeah, I think he's an upside play too, though, once he's healthy.
Yeah, fair, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of view the situation a little bit differently, where I think there's like 4 or 5 tight ends left total in the draft beyond just like straight dart throws. And while we can kind of quibble about which tiers these guys are in, there's almost no doubt that there's a massive tier break shortly thereafter. We don't have a tight end yet. And so if we don't go double tight end on this turn, we're risking getting one tight end who's like a legit starter and not a very good starter either. So I think going double tight end is pretty nice here. At this point, we
dodged a bullet there. Team 4, no tight ends, and they passed there.
Oh my God!
Are you kidding me?
We had Kittle and Fant, mother. Okay.
Wow.
What are we thinking here? The guy in the queue, or
I think we probably just don't even mess around. I think we take Hunter Henry.
Would Gronk? I mean, I know it's gross, but is Gronk an option, or is it Hunter Henry?
I like Gronk over Hunter Henry personally. He's playing as the clear tight end one there.
Yeah, I think
OJ Howard's rehab too.
I mean, I
great,
think
but
I'm now on board with the double tight end tap. So let's try to get both Gronk and Henry. I think
Who goes
Gronk's
first?
higher in ADP, so maybe go Gronk.
yeah, I like that.
That's
And
fine.
he's gonna be on the field, and he's gonna get touchdowns from Brady. It's gonna happen. So
Man, that Komet snipe.
That Komet snipe
That's-
hurts.
brutal.
I thought. I thought Team 4 would do it. That one would have. But then once we get to the Kittle fan owner, I'm like, oh, we're good.
Yeah.
Man, that's tough.
I mean, Gronk. He's playing every single snap with the ones.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a big deal.
And he's gonna
it's
be in
a
there
point of killer.
for touchdowns. Yeah.
Yeah. And okay, so here's Hunter Henry.
Wow.
We do have a stack partner tight end available. Probably won't get back in Blake Jarwin, but I'm also totally fine with Hunter Henry here.
Yeah. There's also another option of how to play that.
That's true.
Cowboys.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's get Henry. I think Henry and Gronk are a nice kind of pair, and then we can tack on a third upside guy.
Yeah, I like it.
I like it.
Yep.
It's not how
Very
we drew
good.
it up, but I think structurally the right move there.
Snipe on Kittle and Komet. That's so brutal. One pick away too.
It's also a good point, as we were discussing on Friday night with Sam, getting that sneak peek with the Bucks makes sense with Gronk too.
Oh, I didn't even think the Gronk one. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I like that.
McKissick was the other guy I was thinking might be nice there if he goes right away as well. But we already kind of have our McKissick and Geo there, so.
That's why I like the Geo. You know, it's somewhat of a reach, but I really like that pick because we needed to do this at this turn. Like if we didn't go tight end, I think we'd be in somewhat rough shape.
Team 4.
There's only like a couple guys
Team
left that even
4 is
have jobs.
really punting it.
Yeah.
And that's twice. Team 3 is just sniped our tight end. Kittle in the second round. Komet in the 12th. Just killing us here.
But why would you take Komet? Oh my gosh.
Man, some weird. Yeah, the Mike Davis in the late 4th, but then just a lot of other picks that I love other than that Mike Davis pick.
Yeah.
Maybe it is Leone. That's what I say about Leone. I love everything about him except his Mike Davis love. So he is Team 4. Or 3.
What's interesting is like if you're gonna take Mike Davis, then at least you're going with these like breakout profile tight ends who do give you the upside to put George Kittle in your flex every week. So he kind of like recovered from it to an extent, but as annoying as the snipe was.
Yeah. I think, for me, if I have that team, even as much as I love Komet, I'm taking a wide receiver there because I do think I want to be at more than 5. And I do think there is a couple nice wide receiver options still on the board.
Mm-hmm.
Could have taken Rager.
Yep.
Rager.
You don't like Rager, Evan?
Nope.
Wow.
I don't know. I think we're going to cut him so early if we take him. But I'm not going to push back on you guys. You guys know,
He won't
know
get
more
back.
than me.
I don't think he'll make it back, but
He won't make it back anyway.
I think, the things flipped again in the most recent preseason usage where he's locked with Devonta Smith in those 2 wide sets, and then it's Quez coming in and 3 wide and playing in the slot. I think Rager's role is pretty secure. He's just a roller coaster based on like the blurbs and how he's looking. It's either he's looking bad or making the most insane one-handed catches you've ever seen. But I don't know. I feel like I've come around on him as being a very solid bet.
So you prefer
he's the
him in
most-
managed leagues?
I prefer
like
him
him everywhere.
in all leagues. Yeah. I prefer him on my team. I mean, it's just like an obvious bet where, especially if you go back and you look at the breakouts from 2019, they weren't necessarily even like who we thought they'd be from, right? They're from Michael Gallup, they're from DJ Shark. Like they're from guys who we weren't actually like pegging as the next big breakout guys in a lot of cases. I think we were on Curtis Samuel that year, if I'm remembering right. So there's like, it's the profile I think you want to be a little bit humble with it of like, if a guy has the draft capital, if a guy has the opportunity and, he's entering a second year, you think there might be talent and the price doesn't reflect that, he's upside, then I think you want to be pretty overweight those situations.
Yeah. Yeah, in the 14th round, if he's there, I mean, that makes a lot of sense. First round wide receiver. Disappointing year, but he's a decent bet.
Hearing word from the chat that apparently Irv Smith, an injury happened, and he's having surgery, going to be out at the start of the season here. Another piece of breaking news during this stream. Here it goes. Expected to undergo surgery for a meniscus injury that will sideline him for at least the start of the regular season, per sources.
Let's get this preseason stuff over and done with, huh?
Seriously. It's been
so sick of it.
Brutal.
So J.K. Dobbins is auto.
Dobbins.
Oh, he's gonna
roll that back.
Here we go.
I thought he actually took him. Yeah, that makes sense.
Too bad it wasn't Team 10. I was prepared for
I know. I was hoping.
I know, right?
I'm monitoring the chat. No frantic messages yet.
Yeah, it's odd. Not getting the draft pause. I think the team. Okay,
yeah, there it goes.
Pause. Yeah.
So we have 14, 15, 5 more non-kicker and defense picks. This is the right take. You don't draft in the preseason, and you should do all your drafts after the Super Bowl. That's when we have the most possible information, and we can make the best possible decisions in all of your retroactive fantasy leagues. You just draft
those takes kill me so much. Oh my god. That's a tough one, Josh.
I mean, just based on our team, I don't know how much we would bump.
But yeah, I would rather have the guy we want and the guy that Pete just mentioned. I'd rather have those two.
Yeah. Okay.
Because Conklin, he's more of a early season bet.
A safe bet for just like a very low floor of targets. But I just have a hard time envisioning him. I mean, how in this offense with Cook, Jefferson, and Thielen is he going to ever command more than 5 targets a game?
I think that I'm a little more bullish on that because we're going to get new information on Irv, how long he's out, and assuming we're talking about like our 17th or 18th round pick,
right,
churning that guy out immediately is totally fine. Like if Irv's going to be back week 2. Okay, let's throw him back. But if Irv's going to miss half the season, I mean, if you had asked me, like, what is Dalton Schultz going to do with Andy Dalton, I'd be like, nothing. Dalton Schultz, I've never even heard of Dalton Schultz, and it's Andy Dalton. Then he smashes. Like these tight ends who get opportunity, I want to be in on that at an extremely cheap cost.
Yeah, if he falls, I would be fine with it. But.
Yeah, I also just think I think of kind of now that we're doing crank purple, similar to zero RB, where you're trying to get different texture of types of players. And I feel like Gronk is already the Conklin play in that he's the guy that we're going to feel good about a baseline of targets earlier in the season. And then I'm trying to find more breakout guys that I think could, be 4th, 5th round picks next year. I don't think that can be Conklin. I think
here's a guy. I'll put one in the chat here. And this is very much an 18th round pick, but as you're talking about breakout players,
we're back, baby.
Tampa Bay defense and special teams. All right, we're cooking. I did see that report, Pat. Yeah.
I think with Gronk on our team, do we get a sneak peek for week 1? Do we lean on the other side of your options there, Pete? Or do we still try to stay with our QB selection?
Well, we get 2 sneak peeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the 2 sneak peeks, and then after week 1, if someone breaks out, we can get them off waivers or something.
All right, there goes Rager. As we said, he wasn't going to make it back. Tampa Bay defense, first defense off the board to team 13.
I can't believe he got Burrow here.
Oh, damn.
All the way in the 13th. Wow.
That is,
He played that well.
Yeah.
Yeah, playing the ADP game there.
I'm going to head to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Now you're on a true ship chasing stream, heading to the bathroom during the I think we've had multiple moments this offseason where there's been no one on camera as 4 people go to the bathroom and get drinks.
Pat, what do you think of the Gainwell news lately? I thought Boston Scott was getting some push, and then now Gainwell's coming back in. I can't really tell what they're trying to do with that backfield there.
Yeah, Pete got me back on Gainwell because I was like starting to think about how gross that situation is. But the thing about Gainwell is that he might be really, really good.
I agree.
Right.
From a profile standpoint, he's really good, right?
Yeah, and that goes a long way. Like if he's really good, all this stuff doesn't really matter because Miles Sanders might be bad as a pass catcher. He certainly was last year.
Yeah.
And Boston Scott has been okay at times. It's a nice little movie put on the guy in preseason and everything, but if Gainwell's awesome, then Boston Scott's not going to stand in the way either. So where he's going, you can afford to have him sit on your bench for a couple weeks. If it turns out he's, Kamara light, then he's just going to crush ADP.
Wow. Zach Wilson in the 14th.
Rich.
Wow. Zach Wilson over Tannehill. Yeah, that's
Tannehill. Tannehill still there is surprising.
Kyle's asking to explain the sneak peek.
Yeah, we just
We've
did
got a
in
couple
the
questions.
chat.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Okay.
I wrote it in the chat. Yeah, so because there's a bunch of the live main event drafts take place after Thursday, and I believe probably some online ones too, the entire field can retroactively decide. My joke about doing a draft after the Super Bowl, a miniature version of that in the FFPC after the Thursday night game, you can decide if you want to use those scores or not. And it's also really interesting and fun to draft after the Thursday night game because you see some massive, you could say under or overreactions to what happens. If you have a guy like a couple years ago, last year, CH went for, what did he go for? Like a 40-45 burger opening night. He ended up being 101 in a lot of those drafts. So whoever scores touchdowns, I mean, you can see a guy jump 5, 6, 7 rounds in ADP just because people want to lock up those points, get off to a fast start in the main event. So it adds a really interesting strategy wrinkle.
CeeDee Lamb's going at the 1-2 turn after he scores like 35 points.
Sure.
Yeah.
Honestly, that is what would happen. Like that.
Oh, absolutely. It would.
There are major shakeups in ADP. Kelvin Benjamin, I believe, scored 2 touchdowns in 2018 or something and went in the second round.
All right.
Which he should not.
What are we thinking here?
Let's see.
I put
There's
that name in
different
the
options.
queue. Yeah.
Let me see what you guys got going. Yep, that was the guy I was just about to go type. I think he's the best available pick.
I disagree.
Okay, what do you
I think we
Pat?
might be getting a little cute with the late round selection. Oh, I would have taken Blake Jarwin.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because you get the upside if he's actually just the clear-cut starter. You get the Thursday peak there, too. So,
Yeah, and you could have still taken both.
yeah.
All right.
If we're
Tyrell
gonna go-
Williams goes.
If we're going to go another receiver, what about somebody like a Gabe Davis here?
So I think you can't. I think he's going to hoover up Damian Williams if you let him slip by. I think I'm not opposed to Gabe Davis, but I think we can get him on the wrap.
So you
In
think
the-
we try to go Damian first and then come back and see what comes?
I think
Cohen's bad. I don't know what's up with Cohen. So Damian is going to play.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gabe Davis's ADP is down at 182. I really doubt that he would take him here. But I mean, I think Gabe Davis is awesome. I think he's been undervalued all offseason.
All right. Damian the pick.
Let's go Damian then.
I like Damian.
What do we think about on the wrap, though? Not much sticking out.
Did we get Damian in?
Yeah.
Um,
I like Gabe Davis. I like that call. We haven't drafted him yet, I don't believe. And the thing with Sanders is playing ahead of him now, like very clearly, which I think affects the price you want to get Gabe Davis at. Doesn't affect whether or not you want Gabe Davis. So getting him in the 15th here as a wide receiver 8, I like that.
What do you mean clearly that Sanders is playing in 2 wide receiver sets, or like because Gabe Davis has seen a ton of the first team usage as well.
All right, we're on the clock.
Playing, I'll pull up what I read.
Bateman, McKinnon, another running back here. I don't really know who that would be though.
I think this tier of running back is like extremely flat. So I would look up our final wide receiver, honestly.
Gabe Davis is really the only one I would consider.
With Bateman gone, I think that's where I'm at too.
Gabe Davis?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Let's do it.
Yeah, I really like Gabe Davis here.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I guess what I was saying, Pat, is just not knowing or not even thinking that it could be something that was clear just with how much less 3 wide, 4 wide stuff that they're going to run. I just feel like Gabe Davis is going to be on the field just as much as Sanders.
I don't think he will be to start the season, but I think that's totally okay at this price because you're betting against a 34-year-old free agent and you're betting on a second-year guy who forced his way on the field as a day 3 pick and had a pretty strong college profile outside of draft position. So, I think, let's see. This is from the PFF article as mentioned before. I said they used 3 of 4 receivers at the top of the depth chart in this game. Sanders led the team in both targets with the starters. He had the most versatile role. Gabe Davis lined up on the outside the vast majority of the time. And Cole Beasley saw snaps only in the slot.
Which is about what we expect, right?
Yeah.
Gabe Davis playing that outside role.
Yeah, so this takeaway was basically he looks like probably the number 2 once Diggs is back. But you're right. That's actually probably overly pessimistic on Davis since they were on the field together.
Yeah. And I mean, if their pass run splits are similar to what they were last year, similar to what they showed yesterday in preseason, I mean, all of these guys can eat. And I don't know. We love betting on these second-year rookies. I think, to me, Gabe Davis is – I was talking about this a ton with Liam on my chess stream on Friday, who's the hugest Bills stan. But when you think of the type of guys that we like to target as these second-year players and then in, the second-best offense in the league, it's kind of crazy to me that he's available this late in drafts.
Mm-hmm. I like it. I don't think we have a share of him yet, Pete. So that's pretty nice.
Yeah, because we've started to mix in, like we got some Diami Brown, we have some like Rager in this range. But yeah, we haven't gotten Gabe, or should I say Babe Davis. Josh, isn't that what we call him?
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I think he hasn't gotten really any steam, like nobody's really like pumping him up. And so he just keeps kind of getting pushed back in drafts. And if a Sanders injury, comes out, like where's he going? Right. Like in the 9-10, so I think as our last receiver in the structure we've kind of put together, I think he's somebody we can bet on a little bit here.
Agreed. So we are done at QB, done at wide receiver. Got some work to do here at running back, maybe a third tight end.
Yeah.
Find Tannehill in the 15th round. It's very nice.
Yep. Yeah, literally other than that Mike Davis pick, I think they've done Team 3's had a really nice draft.
Did
Josh
Chapman come out
and-
okay from his injury? I don't.
I've seen like a month timeline on him
Okay.
getting back. But man, he was so gross. He's kind of in that Ferkser
He was
stuff.
gross to begin with.
Yeah, like they're like three-way tight end committee right now. The net was getting stuff. Jawan Johnson.
Now the board's getting green again.
Yeah. Do you guys like the guy put in the queue?
Love it.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, I'm not sure what else we're thinking about. We probably need another. So this will be what, our 16th and 17th. So 2 of our last 3 picks. We're probably good. There's one wide receiver that I'll add. It's kind of a luxury. Actually, I'll add 2. Actually, I'll add 3.
I don't.
wide receivers I like.
I think it would be bad in this build.
To take a 9th.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might be right. I'm still gonna add him.
Let's add him for the fun. Let's see what.
Yeah, just to look at him, you know.
Let's look at
That's
receivers that we could have scooped late.
Who did you add?
I added KJ Hamler, Quez Watkins, and Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Okay, if
Oh.
those guys are cracking our lineup, then
There's one more. Diami Brown.
No Paris with the
no.
I'll add Paris too.
I thought receiver wasn't deep though, you know, or it was deep.
Well, given that we probably won't even be drafting in these guys, I would argue it's not. But it is fun to dream. Well, you know, the thing with like the idea of these guys cracking our lineups, I mean, we're gonna be wrong about a lot this year, and these guys have high ceilings. So certainly, I think actually probably more likely than we would like to admit.
Yeah,
You know, if we guess right on the guy, that he would actually be very useful.
yeah. I'm looking forward to the people celebrating the Lions' #1 receiver, you know, at some point, right? Because they're taking those Lions receivers late as their value pick, you know. Because nobody's taken them earlier. You know, you have no idea what's going to come out of that receiver group.
I've started to take Tyrell a little bit because I think it's clear enough. Okay.
Vincent is that's actually not a real person. It's a bot I named to pull in breaking news sources into the chat. So glad to see the Vincent bot is working today. And MRI today confirmed that J.K. Dobbins has suffered a season-ending torn ACL. So very much a big bummer there for J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Good job, Dangy. Appreciate the bots.
The dinghy is now, giving Italian names to our bots.
So, Pat, you're saying that Tyrell Williams is getting pretty much most of the #1 targets or the volume.
It sounds like Rashad Perriman's gonna make the team, and that's like a good outcome for what he's shown. So, whereas like Tyrell Williams looks like the #1 guy. So I don't think it's. And then Amon-Ra St. Brown is only playing in 3 wide receiver sets. Quintus Cephas is kind of mixing in into the slot there. So like the only play is Tyrell Williams at wide receiver for the Lions. I wouldn't draft any of the. Maybe Quintus Cephas super late. But I mean, by that I mean like if you're in one of these 35 round NFFC best ball drafts that I accidentally joined.
That was my takeaway too from reading on it, that Williams is the only one that looks like he has kind of a guaranteed role. Amon-Ra St. Brown has only been playing in limited personnel groupings out of the slot. Perriman.
He's also a 4th round rookie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other kind of wrinkle in there too is I think the team likes Khalif Raymond, and he hasn't been playing in the preseason as well. So it just muddies it up so much with all those guys after Tyrell.
Yeah, I think that's where people lean too much on, like, well, they're going to get the #1 receiver on the Lions. You know, like, what's that actually going to do for you, you know, in this draft?
Yeah.
And that's why they say it's deep.
Right. Yeah, you're right. He's probably not even that valuable if he is that guy. But I guess the other thing is I'm trying to think through Goff a little bit. Like, we all are pretty down on Goff, I think for a good reason. But he has supported for years now multiple options in fantasy. And if like his #1 target does end up being Hawkinson, that's still a tight end. Like there's only like so high volume that Hawkinson can really be. So there could be there. It's possible, that Tyrell Williams ends up being kind of a safety blanket guy with, a little bit of speed. It's not that exciting, but I think I could see being like, oh, in retrospect, it was obvious that Tyrell Williams was the play because he was going to see a ton of targets, and his competition's a tight end.
Would you guys consider what I just put in the chat, or is that a no?
That's a no for me.
Okay. I thought I'd float it. Would we have to take the guy that Pete just said in the last word right now?
It's really hard to know at this point.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think what we have at the top of our queue is probably the main focus.
Yeah.
Oh, the first guy is a smash if he's there.
Yeah, I just don't think those wide receivers make sense, especially the type of profile of those wide receivers.
Yeah, we're not taking a receiver.
And I kind of think at this point we have guys that can start in the RB2, so I feel like we need some guys that can really hit big at this point.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, there's one guy I really like for that. He's actually at the bottom of the queue. And I think Pete mentioned him.
Oh, I like that too, Pete. All right. Should we just take him?
Yes. Let's do it.
Yeah. All right.
Pete, you want to do the... You want to...
There is justice, and his name is Justice Hill. What is this? 3 years later, redemption on Justice Hill?
Paul might have gotten he might have gotten the triple highlight reel, but only one team has gotten there is no justice but Justice Hill.
No, yeah, that's an absolute smash.
Pat, that should have been the line I delivered, what you said, but I literally just said there's justice and his name is Justice Hill.
All right, I think I just fixed it for you in my head by accident.
So he goes defense and Kylan Hill here. I like P. Ryan or Coleman.
Yeah.
I don't like having Coleman. I'd rather have Samaje P. Ryan, but I don't have a strong preference. It's up to you guys.
I think we can afford the luxury of the pure handcuff because we're really just thinking about RB2. We've already have, Singletary and Gio who can fill that early. And so I think we can play these handcuffs, Williams, Hill, P. Ryan. I think that's the play.
Yeah.
I think we could, if we wanted to, go wide receiver.
No.
But
Pat, we can't go wide receiver. We need more.
I think we honestly can. We have Kamara up top, but
all right, just take, yeah.
Do you know who else we have up top, Pat? AJ Brown, Justin Jefferson, DJ Moore, Chase Claypool, Deebo Samuel, Michael Gallup, Will Fuller, and Gabriel Davis.
Okay. Who would you take though, Pat?
We need to fill four flex spots for an entire season. I actually think the luxury pick of wide receiver would have been totally fine.
But who are you considering?
KJ Hamler and De'Ami Brown.
Okay. Fair.
Yeah, the problem with those guys is they just don't have the potential to be guys that are going to consistently see, 8+ targets a game.
Yeah,
and you're never going to start them.
I actually pretty strongly disagree with the idea that we can sit here with guys who are both high draft picks, both very productive in college, that we can just sit here and say they don't have upside in the 17th round.
I'm not saying they don't have upside.
I think they do.
I'm saying they don't have paths to being the target hog in their offense where you can start them without trying to guess when they're going to have their blow up games.
I think once chaos hits and we don't feel great about two of the guys that we took up top, and if one of those guys delivers on the potential in their prospect profile, we would not be sweating starting them every week. In the same way, dude, that we were bidding on Michael Pittman and Denzel Mims and Chase Claypool last year. A lot is going to change, and getting exposure to that upside profile, I think, is very beneficial because we can't rule that out. We honestly can't rule out De'Ami Brown becoming a feature of the Washington offense down the stretch.
I think De'Ami would be the better bet of the two
to agree.
Have actual, 8+ target a game upside. It's very hard for me to see that for Hamler.
Yeah. All right. I would have taken Diami if we had gone wide. I think running back's fine there. I'm kind of pushing back on the idea that like wide receiver isn't even in the discussion. I think it's like, to me, it's like you pick your poison. You know, you can go running back. You can take the luxury pick at wide receiver. Given that we had the guy up top and we have Gio and we have Justice, I felt pretty good about.
So the reason for me structurally though this is different is, and even setting aside like where we're stronger, because I do see that argument, is whoever this last pick is likely going to be, or one of these last two picks is likely going to be our first cut too, you know, last one in, first one out kind of thing. And it goes back to that take a peek thing. Like with Diami, like he's a guy that if you're believing in him, you got to hold him for a good chunk of time to see the rookie progress and develop, where we're probably just going to churn him right away for a running back stab anyways. So I just feel like you're getting more information on the running back stab.
Yeah, maybe. Although we do have some churnable guys. Like if Justice Hill, like if they sign Todd Gurley and then Taysom Williams is the number 2, that's an easy churn. P. Ryan is another guy where, like, you know, if we needed to make space for someone, we could make space with P. Ryan. So I don't know. I'm just trying to, like, I feel like we've almost kind of boxed ourselves out of some of the upside late in drafts with wide receiver. And we know that stuff hits late. You know, there's guys last year that were huge smashes in the very last rounds at wide receiver. So I don't want to just kind of like mentally,
but
you know,
I think
have ruled that out.
It's in the context of the build. Like we have now kind of given ourselves and made conscious decisions to save one of those last wide receiver spots. Like we could have grabbed a wide receiver in round 10 or 11, but knowing that we were going to like one of these guys in the 15th, you play it that way. I think you got to reverse engineer it more. Like if we're liking the Gabe Davis and Hamler here, then I do think you take another running back earlier in the draft, knowing you're wanting to get to a certain amount of positions and how you kind of allocate that draft capital.
Yeah, I'm actually arguing that you can go 9 wide receivers in a 1 elite running back build without a problem, especially when the 8th wide receiver was also a dart throw. So it's just kind of a structural difference there, I think.
Yeah, I think it's close. And okay, Diami does go there. What were you going to say, Josh?
I think if we had maybe the elite tight end, then the 9 receiver build would be okay. But I think we're taking so many shots now on tight end that it kind of churns away that 9th receiver. And that's maybe kind of the way I've been thinking about it from trying to crank purple later.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. We're going to need to kind of churn through roster spots, and we might not want to drop one of the tight ends. So.
Do you guys like the guy I put in the chat?
In the chat? Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that Frank's on my side in this argument. That makes me feel pretty good.
God damn it, Frank.
Yeah.
I don't.
You guys seen his teams. He's got some pretty teams.
Yeah, and I do think the Justice Hill P. Ryan is actually probably the hold, because you're just playing it as a pure handcuff situation, where Hill, you're getting kind of the information you're looking for. Like, is he the second guy there? If he's the third, then he's the easy cut.
Right. But also, like, we know that throughout the season there's going to be handcuffs that are going to kind of come off rosters and come on rosters, and so.
Oh, we can't even take that guy from the chat anyway if we're taking our tight end.
Yeah, I think we should go third tight end here.
No, yeah, I forgot what round it was. Yeah, we're good. We can't do that.
I like the suggestion though. I think it's a good suggestion.
Do you?
Yeah.
What do you? I see another name in here. What is your guys' take on Howard versus Parham?
I mean, I would rather have the first guy over both of them, but I would probably go Parham simply because Jared Cook's 34 years old and could be the number 1 tight end.
Having bet on Gronk, I strongly prefer Parham.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too. I think we're going to get a tight end we like here, though. And
wow, Lawrence.
Holy
18th round, man!
Wow, what a play by that guy! That is
this draft
crazy.
hates quarterbacks. Absolutely hates.
Yeah.
When did he go on the other? We got sniped on him in like the 13th or something the other night.
Jeez. That's how you push it. You set up the double stack. You have Russell Wilson and you be incredibly patient with it. So patient to where you take a kicker first and then you get Trevor Lawrence. Wow.
When you can take Tucker over Lawrence, you got to do it.
He's also shown a lot of patience at tight end. All right, Baltimore defense goes. So, Schultz or Parham, guys?
Schultz for me with the look ahead.
Yeah, Schultz.
Yeah.
Schultz.
Yeah,
Schultz is my guy. Look ahead. We get another guy with our Dallas offense. We've made a big bet there. I like Schultz a lot.
All right, then kicker or defense first?
Let's see here.
I like some of the kickers at the top.
Yeah,
Not that strong kicker takes,
what are
but
some kicker takes here?
Oh, the kicker
I
take
know
is the
nothing
same deal.
Prater
Look
goes.
yeah.
No,
Wait,
Suckup
Zerline?
is the play because we get the look ahead.
Suckup's the play. He's also top.
Zerline.
ADP.
Do
Well-
we
or
Zerline? Because we're already betting on the Dallas offense. We can just go.
But we want the
Zerline
touchdowns, not the field goals.
I think Suckup's fine.
Is Suckup on COVID right now, on the COVID list?
Oh, I think he is.
Zerline.
Maybe we go Zerline, yeah.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me just look real quick.
Good catch, Josh.
Yeah, he August 24th landed on the COVID list.
All right. I think Zerline's the pick.
Me too.
Yeah. Okay. Is that bad, Pat, to do? Like stacking your kicker with your quarterback?
Probably not. I mean, I just, as a tiebreaker with both look ahead kickers there, it's like, all right, let's take the one who, doesn't steal from us.
Right.
Oh, and then it's like, but right, that's a much better tiebreaker. Let's take the one who isn't on the COVID list.
And we're probably starting him every week.
Right.
If Dallas is going nuclear like we're betting on.
Right.
So just to update you guys on our schedule for next week, we are going to be drafting on Wednesday, this coming week. Wednesday is our draft with Sean and Gretch, main event draft. That'll be at 10 p.m. Eastern. And then Thursday, we are drafting with our dear friend Davis Maddock. We're going to see if he has what it takes to be a piss boy or not. That's at 10 p.m. And then we're going to have one more draft before we head to Vegas. A week from Tuesday, we are going to be doing NFC, a 5K draft with Leone and Gretch. So that is going to be the conclusion of our streamed drafts before we head to Vegas. And if you are going to be in Vegas for the FFPC main event weekend, definitely shoot us a message. Definitely let us know. We're going to be getting together on Friday night. Would love to say hi to you guys, have some drinks and all that good stuff. That is the programming here. And the season is going to be here before we know it.
So we're doing 15 main event teams? I somehow miscounted this.
Yeah. Well, we added the other one for Vegas since we now have 2 Thursday and 2 Friday.
So then we're doing 16.
Sorry. No, it's the 1 Thursday, 2.
Okay, 1
Friday.
Thursday.
Yeah.
All right. Nice. Frank loves the team. He loved to see it. He'll love to see it.
Frank loves the team. It's just he wanted to add 3 more wide receivers to it to make it perfect. Corey likes the squad.
Frank gets it. Frank understands which position scores the most points in the flex. Gotta remind Pete sometimes.
God bless this team if we're having to play KJ Hamler.
You know what happens though. Even on the Crack Rock team we were playing Chase Claypool. So it's just like
Chase
it's
Claypool
just the way the season goes.
Hey, Claypool's coming off waivers, Pat. So maybe Hamler comes off waivers for us.
Well, that's entirely my point. Is that these guys who you think couldn't possibly be worth drafting come off waivers.
Oh my!
Lineup.
Okay, but like KJ Hamler isn't Chase Claypool. Chase Claypool, he's a grown ass man. You could see how he smashes.
Yeah.
Last year,
okay,
you could have seen that.
Chase Claypool was also had like no production in college and was a 4-year player. And
He's a grown ass man.
KJ Hamler has got like 4.3 speed. There's different ways to add value. But also, I think De'Ami Brown's really the guy because he's actually a little bit bigger. He's closer to 200 pounds. He had multiple breakout seasons, 3rd-round pick. I don't know. It might not even be either of these guys. It might be like Nico Collins. There's going to be someone here that, we're going to be psyched to start if he was on a roster. Just because there's so much chaos and there's 4 flex positions to fill every week and there's bye weeks.
If Hamler is diet Tyreek, I think that Teddy Bridgewater dumpster Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. Dumpster for sure.
Kicker chasing. Rodrigo Gotenship off the board.
A 0 highlight reel show, but a Justice Hill live reenactment.
That's right. Yeah.
I'm surprised we did not get his Ertz. I swore if we were going to have to do Cranking Purple, I thought we were going to get Ertz.
Yeah. Aren't you guys glad I didn't even try to get you to take him?
We got no push from Pat on that. That's amazing.
It's because it's all a smoke screen. He doesn't actually believe in it.
I'll pull up my underdog exposures right now.
Please don't. We've already seen enough vomiting green tonight.
I actually need to check what it is because it might be too much. Oh my god, you're not gonna like this.
What?
I have 20% Zach Ertz on underdog.
Oh my god,
that's about 20% too much.
20% Zach Ertz. Oh yeah, man. You love to see it.
Gerardo, I would argue that Tutu is a short version of literally everyone.
Yeah, name someone that's shorter, please.
It's perfect.
FFD not impressed by my 20% exposure. Assumed I had more.
Yeah, get more. Get more.
More. What do you have? You took Parm over Ertz in a draft we were in together, so I don't think you're on board.
I mean, I barely have any guys over 21%. I just lost Zach Ertz. My highest owned guy right now on underdog is Rondale Moore at 22%.
There you
DJ Moore is the only other guy I have over 20%.
Yeah, DJ Moore is my highest owned player. DJ Moore on 4.
Our guy Babe Davis, my 4th highest at 19%.
I'm actually underweight on Gabe Davis. I've been waiting for this discount to materialize. That has not yet. Although it did in this draft, so maybe it's time to load up. I have like 5% Gabriel Davis right now.
Yeah, the green that Pat bleeds is Eagles green.
Yeah, it's actually gangrene, for Zach Ertz's rotten legs, but somehow he's still getting open and catching the ball.
All right, talk us through some defensive takes. Give the people the spicy ones they need on a Sunday afternoon.
The 2 in the chat, I think, make a lot of sense. Chargers versus Fitzpatrick week 1. And I like the Seahawks defense. They're playing the Colts, and who the fuck knows what's going on with the Colts. It could be Jacob Eason or Sam Ellinger won't be playing, so who knows? I like them, but I'd rather have the Chargers probably.
I like the Chargers. I like playing the Colts. Either way works for me.
Yeah, I like the Chargers for week 1. I'm figure it out from there.
Yeah. Take the Chargers.
I think the Chargers could be pretty good. I mean, if you're going to buy the narrative on Brandon Staley, then they obviously have Bosa. So
I mean, he turned that Rams defense into a pretty big juggernaut last year, right? So, and they got a lot of talent at San Diego.
Yep.
Thank you, Kyle. We have had a blast doing all these streams, getting to know the ship chasers. Josh and Essential, why don't you guys kind of recap our overall team here, how you're feeling, the picks you love, the picks you wish you could have back, the snipes that hurt, the value picks that make your heart flutter.
The team's an absolute smash. I love Kamara. I love Kamara at the 2 pick. The Kittle snipe that hurt a lot, but AJ Brown being the consolation prize is pretty solid. Well, I like that we crank purple later. The Komet pick hurt, but overall, I love this team. I think we're cooking with gas.
What do you say, Josh?
Yeah, I agree. The tight end selections by 3 were kind of tilting us for most of the time. But, I think we executed a good plan for, a hero RB build with a strong QB in Dak. And I think we're set up pretty well for this season to smash in the various spots and hopefully execute our plan.
Yeah. Literally the only one that like truly stung for me was the Komet snipe.
Yeah.
That one really felt rough. Otherwise, I love this structure. I love the players we got. I love that we showed patience on the Gallup stack and we're able to get both Debo and Gallup. I think this is an awesome team. Pat?
I love this team. Yeah, I think the tight end situation, is a little disappointing for sure. But the Kittle thing, I mean, getting AJ Brown is still a total smash.
Yeah.
So it's like it's hard to even be upset about it. And then the Komet one, I definitely agree there. Would have been nice to have him. Gronk and Henry are fine. And I think the easiest thing, maybe other than running back 2, to fill from the waiver wire is tight end. Like there's lots of options that open up throughout the year. We were playing like Trey Burton last year. We got for like a couple bucks. That's the other thing with tight end is that sometimes you're picking up guys for like a few bucks and then they end up in your starting lineup and you're doing fine. So I like that we didn't chase in the middle rounds at tight end. I like that we sat back and played it really cheap, took the first one in the 12th. If you're not going to get one of the elite guys or a guy like Fant who has big time upside, then I think that's the way to play it. Higbee at 9-2 would have been interesting, but otherwise I think this was the clear way to move.
Yeah, I was going to pound the table for Higbee if he made it to 9-2. I think that would have been really, really nice. So, yeah, a couple narrow misses on tight end, but we didn't tilt and chase the tight ends, as you mentioned. We kind of let it come to us. Very excited to manage this team with you guys throughout the season. I think this is a team that can get off to a very fast start. And I like all the information advantage we're going to get in this opening game as well. I think we'll have a really high point total for our week 1 lineup, which is nice.
And we're playing the 101 week 1. So that's going to be huge.
It is going to be huge. So if we can just, save the CeeDee Lamb explosion to start maybe week 2, that would be ideal.
Yeah.
Josh,
I guess there's
what's that, Pat?
I was just going to say, I guess there's a really weird scenario where we need to pick up a quarterback because you do have that idea of like, if Dak didn't have a huge game, we could maybe swap him out. And that would at least come with a bad game for CD probably. So not swap him out isn't drop him, but not starting that week.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's keep the bad Dak Juju out without any mentions of that. He's going for 40 and I will hear nothing else of the sort. Josh, anything else you want to pump your Perlinis on the thumbnail here while you got it?
It's JPEG summer, man. We're living it up in the club NFTs. I literally stopped 2 different main drafts to put more money into ETH for JPEG summer, and it's paying off pretty big. So yeah, join the Penelope's Country Club if you are so inclined to get yourself a new PFP.
Yeah, if you're wondering what Josh is referencing, in the Deposit Kingdom Discord, which is where the ship chasing private Discord is as well, there's a club NFT channel. Josh has become a very active member in there, and they will get you all situated on your JPEGs that only 100x, nothing else ever happens. It is JPEG summer, but it's going to be fantasy football fall here on Ship Chasing. We are going to take down these ships. So thank you so much again to Essential, to Josh for joining us. Pat, Peacock Pat, holding it down. When's this goddamn article coming out, Pat?
I'm working on it, man. I got a new shift after this. Got to cover the preseason, so got to get people need their blurbs, but I'll be working on it tonight, and I'll be probably getting it out tomorrow afternoon.
Do we need to get on Roto Pat to start putting the pressure on for the?
No, Roto Pat and I we're commiserating about how our brains only work when we're deep in thought. So so he understands the struggle here.
I'll do 2 other quick plugs because I just cannot stop streaming. I got to keep my 12 days of best ball going. I think I'm going to try to fire up a big dog draft here within like the next hour that I will stream over on my YouTube channel. And then tonight, another stream I haven't announced or scheduled. I'm going to do one with Andy, 8052, that you guys know from Club Top Shot. He is doing an auction draft and he's in a league with Ja Rule tonight, and we're going to stream that on my channel, helping Andy draft against Ja Rule and a bunch of other crypto NFT bros. So if you want to watch that, we can also pick his brain about JPEG Summer. That's it for me, for Josh, for Evan, for Pat. Thank you, all you ship chasers, making draft season so fun. We'll see you around. We'll see you Wednesday for our draft with Sean.